ちょっとあったかいぞ。下手しいお散歩日和お散歩日和かおい今日ちょっとあったかいぞ。お散歩日和かもしれんな。お散歩日和ってかおテント様もご機嫌ですな。
私は天空の覇者ダークドラグーン。私の輝きで焼き尽くす。
いいっす。
傷だらけの伝説に抱擁を。天使とは戦士の異名を。またいずれ。
ブランスエンジェル先やった。ミスった。間違えた。
かける。
ああ、ちょっと花粉症がちょっときてるな。だいぶ。
なれ神。
私をこの程度で侮るなよ。
ハッピーでお腹いっぱいだブ吹雪銀氷糸付け氷雪。天使とは戦士の異名を。 あげる
ハムトじゃないよな。違うな。何このよくわからんな。
果てなき翼断罪の刃。私を怒らせたな。道たがえども我らの意志を。
吹雪銀氷凍てつけ氷雪。氷の層がよ、熱は消える。
痛いし怖い。
何これ、ちょっと待って、よくわからない。
我が身は思考、永遠の輝き。
関係ない。
あなたに私が砕けるかしら。まあまあね。
かける。
翼ある限り。
熱は消える。
咀嚼するな。私をこの程度と侮るなよ。自分をはまれる恐怖。
貪欲、私を求めて書き込む。
あと1足りなかったんですか。
試練が進むわ。
あ、やってしまった。終わったかもしれない。ああ、終わったかもしれんな、こ
さあご注目、さあご注
れ。何こいつ。
おひねり
よくわからんな。
目。おひねりどうも。
やばね。果てなき翼断罪の刃。さて本気を見せようか。道たがえども我らの意志を。
ハッピーでビッグハッピーたくさん。
貪欲、私を求めて書き込む。
そんなお前クソみたいなデッキ作って負けるの分かってるやろ。マジで減ってんのこいつ。
Why is my room so messy?
メッシ
Messy. Messy.
メッシああ、そう、こんなにとか。
So,
I don't like Hinata's room. It's
I don't like Hinata's room. It's too messy.
I already went for a walk.
Victory 勝利はいいものだな。
あ、そっか。これ名詞か。散歩っていう名詞なのか。あ、OK し。
talk.
へ
Talk.
I will eat dinner at 9 p.m.
午後か。6時に食を食べるだろう。
Of course, I will write that letter tomorrow. 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 Of course, I will write that letter tomorrow.
こんな人か。
Of course, I will write that letter tomorrow. Of course, I will write that letter tomorrow.
I will か。
Of course, I will write that letter tomorrow.
レターも使ってる。
Of course, I will write that letter tomorrow. 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 Of course,
そんなゆっくりじゃなくていいね。
I will write that letter tomorrow.
そんな遅くなくてもいいね。
Of course, I will write that letter tomorrow.
極端すぎるやろ。I will write that letter tomorrow. これジンマシンかこれ。蚊に噛まれたんじゃなくてジンマシンで書いていいのかなこれ。ジンマシンか。Of course, I will write that letter tomorrow.
Oh, do you do chores every day?
私は天空の覇者。ダークドラゴン。
Chores.
Chores.
覚悟せよ。
Chores.
未来をつかむ。
はい、僕ですか。すいません。申し訳ないです。いや、ちょっときついかもしれん。4回復、4コスト、4ターン目4回復。いや、ちょっときつい、これちょっときついって。ちょっとこれきついって。マジかよ。
腕の見せ所だ。
これはやばいって。
潮風が恋しいね。
めの伝説に抱擁を。
何を迷って。
My sister does chores every weekend.
これにて勝つ。
うるさいな。
恐れて乾く。さくで平坦最強
シャドーバース。シャドーバース。
ここは有限。わらわの縄張り。
私をこの程度で侮るなよ。
眠れる竜は今々しい。とんな浪費だ。
My sister does chores every weekend.
Do you hate tidying up your room?
波も俺も荒れてくぜ。
Tidying.
がいがあるね。
Hate tidying up.
このスリルたまんねえ。
沈めがいがあるね。
だな、4先か。
極めよ進め。彼方の栄光。ああ、結びの時。
はよしろよ、もう、こいつ。マジで遅いな。クソやん、こいつ。あなたの部屋、あ、間違った。
My lip floor.
あ
My living room floor is really messy, but I don't want to clean it.
My living room floor. My living room is really messy.
Messy.
散らかっている。けど、私は、それを掃除したいと思わない。I'm buying a church. I hate cleaning the floor too.
どうよく私を求めて書き込
さて
む。
本気を見せようか。
私以外は一口もない。たっぷりとね。
最高だ。
あ、負けだな。ちょっとミスった。
I
I will go for a walk tomorrow morning.
I will go for a walk tomorrow morning. 明日の朝散歩に行くでしょう。I will go for a walk tomorrow morning.
神業技物お返しします。
Chores.
Chores.
俺は絶対
7.
7.
House.
Strange.
Strange.
My sister hates cleaning the cabinets.
うるさいな。
シャドーバース
お前シャドウバースうるさいな。
My sister hates cleaning the cabinets. 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 My sister hates cleaning the cabinets.
I will go for a walk with my dog
Dog.
this afternoon. これで来ないか。6の3回復。233か。
貪欲私を求めて書き込む。
私を怒らせたな。
私以外は一口もない。
傷だらけの伝説に抱擁を。
不起奔放神らしいだろう。くどい無産しろ。
プリタね、試練は進みます。
褒めて褒めて。
どうでもいい。極めよ進め彼方の栄光。
在の地区これにて勝つ。
試練は進まない。
再強化。
これきついな。横広げられるときついな。まあこれとか見やすいしかないか。
これで決める。
進化。
このスリルたまんね
褒めて褒めて。
俺は絶対騎士になる。
またいずれ。
8か。4。
果てなき翼断罪の刃。私をこの程度と侮るなよ。道たがえども我らの意志を。
直すか。 空気奔放神らしいだろ。
吹雪銀氷凍てつき氷雪山荘の加護天使とは戦士の犬を
その説はどうもありがとう。
恐れて乾く。
くれたもんまだまだあるぜ。
果たせた
貴族どもには猫に小判。
どうでもいい。
ハッピーでビッグだブーたくさんブー
さて本気を見せようか。
ハッピーでお腹いっぱいだブー
もう一仕事。
空気奔放
氷の
神らしいだろ。
富財畜これにて勝つ。
あまねく海に心のままの悪徳を悪意悪徳自由の証
平坦最強化。
熱は消える
悪しきよ燃えよ叩かれよ。値千金。
うーん。
果てなき翼断罪の刃。私を怒らせたな。道たがえども我らの意志を。
マジか。
ハッピーがたくさん天使とは戦士の犬を
私を求めて書き込む。
私をこの程度と侮るなよ。
私以外は一口もない。たっぷりとね。
本望だ。
お前の肉をね、咀嚼する。
本望だ。
阻みます。
無理じゃない？多分。
4.
Let's go for a walk now. Let's go for a walk now. Let's go for a walk now.
良きかな、良きかな。
やばい。
まだやんのかこれ。
さて、本気を見せようか。
吹雪銀氷、凍てつけ氷雪。
なんだこいつ。
お前の肉をね、咀嚼するの。
氷の層がよ。
よろしく頼む。
あ、マジか。
なんだと。
心のままの悪徳を。
イエス。お、やばいこれ。
結びの時。
やばいやばいやばい。これやばい。負ける可能性あるぞ。一撃19。ないか。さすがに届かんかな。
悪徳、自由の証。
これジンマシン出てるな。めっちゃかゆいな。
負けたか。
いやー、結構面白かったな。
勝利はいいものだな。
その戦いは結構面白かった。よいしょ。
Tidy up.
ちょっと待って、タイディングアップとタイディアップってどれ？タイディアップ。超面綺麗。タイディアップ。
私は天空の覇者、
タイディ
ダークドラグーン。手加減なし、本気で行くわ。
ちょっと現在進行形か。ティーアップタイディ。ちょっと待ってか。あ、ウィッチか。もう何でもいいけど俺。ハンデやるわ。
You need to tidy up your room tonight.
ハンデやるわ。知恵の光か。いや、ここは是が非でも
私の力を
ハッピービッグさんが引かないとちょっとまずいかもしれないですね。
神らしいだろ。
書き上がった。ここは有限。わらわの縄張り。
私をこの程度と侮るなよ。
眠れる竜は起こすなと言った。目障りじゃ。
くどい。
雷センスね。
これで決めるわ。
水魔法もう古くね。
尾びれに触るわ。
どうでもいい。
ここは有限。わらわの縄張り。
さて本気を見せようか。
眠れる竜は起こすなと言った。貪欲私を求めて書き込む。
杖をぐるりん、ミラクルドッパー。
ちょっとミスったかもしれんな。パイナップルハーフちょっとな。
読書のお供に、はいどうぞ。
かけよ。
やばいやばい、ミスったな。ミスった。ヒルネニーズミスったな。
書き上がる。
覚悟はいいかしら。ミラクルのデストロイ。天使とは戦士の耳を。
私を怒らせたな。
人の世には下ろさない。うるさすぎた。傷だらけの伝説に抱擁を。山荘の加護。吹雪銀氷、凍てつけ氷雪。
雷センスね。
熱は消える。
果てなき翼、断罪の刃。私をこの程度と侮るなよ。道たがえども我らの意志を。
巡る。目障りじゃ。
不起奔放。
神らしいだろ。
響け。
ダメ。こんなところで。
私の力をカードに込める。
不起奔放神らしいだろ。無賛しろ。
翼ある限り。
心も指も汚れて汚い。
どうでもいい。
またいずれ。果てなき翼、断罪の刃。さて本気を見せようか。道たがえども我らの意志を。
お前の肉をね、咀嚼するの。
傷だらけの伝説に抱擁を。
ぐるりん、ミラクルドッパ
不起奔放神らしいだろ。 炎雷センスね。無賛しろ。
野蛮ね。
心も指も汚れて汚い。
私の力をカードに込める。翼ある限り。私の負けね。感謝するぞ。
いやマジでかゆい。めちゃくちゃかゆい。
勝利はいいものだな。
ジンマシンがかゆいなこれ。あったかくなったしかな。いつの間にか5連勝。777。いつの間にか5連勝してまんがな。Tidy up your room tonight. Oh, it has a really long neck, but I hate clean.
Why is my room so messy?
私は天空の覇者、ダークドラグーン。いい声聞かせてくれよ。
そんなに散らかっているのですか。ウィッチか。作戦一発かな。よし。
I already went for a walk.
こうか。すでに散歩に。
Of course, I will write that letter tomorrow.
あ、これね、さっきのやつや。ちょっと待ってよ。224か。224でびっくりだな。これ気色悪いな、これ。
Of course, I will write that letter tomorrow. Of course, I will write that letter tomorrow. Of course, I will write that letter tomorrow. Of course, I will write that letter tomorrow.
ああ、ちょっと違うかもしれない。Later. Okay.
Of course, I will write that letter tomorrow.
Do you hate tidying up your room?
盆願じゃなきゃわかる。
続けることが嫌いですか。このタイミングはおそらく副詞的形容詞的副詞的用法。
私を求めて書き込む。
私をこの程度と侮るなよ。
私以外は一口もない。
傷だらけの伝説に抱擁を。
どれか。
たっぷりとね。
なぜわからんの。革新的な学説だよ。
試練を進むわ。
またいずれとっておきで。お前の肉をね、咀嚼する。なぜわからん。さて、本気を見せようか。自分をはまれる恐怖。やばいね。やっちまっていいんだよな。
これが真の独創性。
果てなき翼、断罪の刃。私を怒らせたな。道たがえども我らの意志を。傷だらけの伝説に抱擁を。
吹雪銀氷凍てつけ氷雪断層の加護
しょうがないな。
そこか、うかつめ。果てなき翼、断罪の刃。楽しませてくれよ。道たがえども我らの意志を。
消える
けの伝説に抱擁を。
大道英機
またいずれ。果てなき翼、断罪の刃。私をこの程度と侮るなよ。道たがえども我らの意志を。翼ある限り。凡願じゃなきゃわかる。
大道英機
おお、なるほど。ウーランついてたか。
大道英機
とっておきで。凡族には早いかもね。あらあら。果てなき翼、断罪の刃。さて本気を見せようか。道たがえども我らの意志を。
ここは有限、わらわの縄張り。ここは有限、わらわの縄張り。
不起奔放神らしいだろう。
目障りじゃ。
負けた。あ、負けなかった。よかった。負けなかった。よかった。
天使とは戦士の犬を。
傷だらけの伝説に抱擁を。山荘の加護を。
不起奔放神らしいだろう。くどい無産しろ。
無駄など一つ。目障りじゃ。
長女発見。行くぞ。果たせた。
大道英機大道英機
書き上がっ
何それ。 6連勝。
勝利はいいものだな。
My sister hates cleaning the cabinets. My sister hates cleaning the cabinets.
Of course, I will write that letter tomorrow. Of course, I will write that letter tomorrow.
Sure.
私を求めて書き込む。
私をこの程度と侮るなよ。
私以外は一口もない。
傷だらけの伝説に抱擁を。
たっぷりとね。
かっこ悪いな。
あー遅いな、デュアリングはマジで。やばい、とこどころかゆくなってきた。あちょっと薬の薬チャージ、薬チャージ。
試練は進むわ。
ただいま。愛しき鎖は。扉ではなく、手渡ししたゲート。足の先へ。またいずれ。巡りましょう。思い出のパーツにどうぞ。ハッピーデービッグダム。たくさん。
さて、本気を見せようか。
ハッピーでお腹いっぱいだむ。笑顔だ。 思い出のパーツにどうぞ。
あ、戻んのか。
ブースタースターゲイザー、星の先へ。
やばい。
強っ。あ、終わったなこれ。あ、間違えた。
痛いし怖い。
もういいや。
敗北
あー、しまった。そう、オリビエ来てたらまだ分からんかった。あ、いや、オリビエ来て負けてるな、普通に。やるな、こいつ。まだティオリンがローリングしてるんけど、おかしいやろ、これ。
Quickly and easily. The world is not really smaller, but it has become easy to get to faraway places.
Far away. Far away.
この私。
Far away.
Television.
Talk.
Do you watch television? My mother says that I watch too much television. I watch cartoons on Saturday mornings. Cartoons make me laugh. My brother and I each have our favorite cartoons. We have trouble deciding which cartoons we will watch. On Saturday afternoons, we like to watch sports. My brother really likes to watch baseball. But usually, my mother tells us to go out and play on a Saturday afternoon. On weeknights, we have our own favorite shows. I like shows about outer space and monsters. My brother likes comedies. He likes to laugh. My mother likes shows about real-life situations. She likes to watch the news. She says that the news is important. She watches the news and weather to find out what is going on in the world. Sometimes she watches real-life shows about doctors or policemen. My father doesn't watch television. He says that he would rather read a good book or the newspaper. My dad gets all his news from the newspaper. My favorite thing is to sit vision with a bag of popcorn and a bottle of pop. I sit there and change the channels with the remote control. I change channels and watch a few different shows at once. My mother won't let me watch too much television. She doesn't want me to get lazy. Television is good if you don't spend too much time watching it. You can learn a lot from television if you watch the educational channels. I learned about dinosaurs and rainforests last week just from watching television. My country. I live in Canada. It is a very large country that is made up of 10 provinces and 3 territories. Most of the provinces and territories are quite unique. For example, in Saskatchewan, the land is flat and it is not surrounded by water. They grow wheat in Saskatchewan. British Columbia has mountains. I have never been to British Columbia, but I hear that it is very beautiful. Nova Scotia is on the Atlantic Ocean, so there are many fishermen out there. The people in the provinces are even different from each other. In Quebec, many of the people speak French. In the maritime provinces, the people like to play their own kind of music. They play fiddles and accordions, and many of them dance very well. Nunavut is in the north, so life is quite different there. The people who live in the new territory of Nunavut are very close to wildlife. They do a lot of hunting and fishing. It can get very cold up in the Arctic, where Nunavut is. I live in Ontario. Even within Ontario, life can be quite different. The capital of Ontario is Toronto. Toronto is a very busy city with lots of apartments, offices, and shops. Toronto is an exciting place, and it has a lot to offer. There are theaters and restaurants to suit every taste. The culture in Toronto is very diverse. If you drive a few miles north of Toronto, you will find places that are tranquil and peaceful. Many people leave Toronto on the weekends and drive to their cottages where they find rest and relaxation. Canada is made up of many different cultures. People of many different ethnic backgrounds live in harmony in Canada. That is why I like Canada. In Canada, we celebrate our differences. Food. What kinds of food do you like to eat? I am lucky because in Canada, there are many foods to choose from. I like to eat hot dogs, hamburgers, and steak. These are all meat products. I also like cheese, ice cream, and yogurt. These are all dairy products. I like vegetables. My favorite vegetables are broccoli, cabbage, carrots, and peas. I eat a lot of fruit. I eat whichever fruit is in season. In strawberry season, I eat a lot of strawberries. In peach season, I eat many peaches. Some orchards and farms. Fresh fruit and vegetables are plentiful in Canada. Meat and fish are also plentiful here. In Canada, we have a lot of different foods to choose from. In my city, there are a lot of Italian restaurants. My favorite food at the Italian restaurant is pizza. My parents would rather have spaghetti or lasagna. There are Greek restaurants, Mexican restaurants, and Chinese restaurants. In fact, there are restaurants from most cultures. I can go around from restaurant to restaurant and pretend that I am traveling the world and trying all the different foods from around the world. Sometimes I eat things that aren't good for me. I eat potato chips and candies. These foods aren't part of a nutritious diet, but they are fun to eat. The zoo. My class took a trip to the Toronto Zoo. I had a wonderful time there. My favorite animals were the lions. They look very powerful and strong. They say that the lion is the king of the forest, and I think that title suits him. The monkeys were funny. They were looking at us just as much as we looked at them. They were swinging from branches and doing tricks to impress us. There was a baby monkey that was clinging to its mother's back. It was very cute. The tigers were pacing back and forth. They seemed restless. The stripes on a tiger are very beautiful. We watched the tall giraffes as they nibbled leaves off the tallest trees. We spoke to a colorful parrot that spoke back to us. We saw exotic animals that we had never seen before. Some of them were very strange. There were different types of bears there. There were black bears. I saw a black bear once when I was camping up north. We saw polar bears. Polar bears are white. They like the cold. We even saw panda bears. One of my friends bought a toy panda bear from the gift shop because she thought that the pandas were so cute. We saw slithery snakes. Some of the snakes had very bright skins. Most of the girls were afraid of the snakes. The zookeeper was looking after the snakes, and one of them hissed at him. He has to be very careful when he works with the snakes. The last thing that we saw at the zoo was the elephant. He was enormous. He looked at us, then he raised his trunk and made a loud sound. It made us jump. The museum. The museum was very interesting. There were so many things in the museum that I would need more time to really see everything. There were clothes from the past. I don't know how people wore some of those things. They look like they would be uncomfortable. I like to wear my jeans. There were things from wars. There were bullets and cannons and even uniforms from the soldiers. I don't think that war is a good thing, but it is good to remember the past and honor the people who died for your country. There was an old fire truck at the museum. This fire truck was pulled by a horse. There were some very old photographs of the firemen putting out fires. There were rooms in the museum that were set up like an old house. There were antique irons and sewing machines. The women used to clean the clothes with a washboard. There were no modern appliances back then. I'm glad that we have electricity and modern appliances. The things that we have make life so much easier. There were mummies from Egypt at the museum. I was fascinated by those. There were artifacts from the Indians. There were arrowheads and cradles that the babies slept in. I tried my best to see everything, but it was almost impossible. The museum is a good place to learn about your past. I tried to imagine my grandparents using some of the things that were on display at the museum. The police. My mother always told me that if I was lost, I could go up to a policeman and that he would help me to find my way home. I never did get lost, but I always remembered what my mother told me about the police. I think policemen look very nice in their uniforms. I see police officers drive by in their police cars. In my town, we even catch people who break the law. Sometimes they have to chase people or try to calm people down. To be a police officer, you need a lot of training. It's important to be able to deal with people effectively. A police officer came to our school. He had a police dog with him. The officer showed us how the dog could track down criminals. And his dog were partners. His dog lives at his house with the policeman and his family. Sometimes I see police cars on the side of the road. The police stop people who are speeding or are not wearing their seatbelts. The police officers warn people or give out tickets. Sometimes they even have to arrest people. Police officers are just doing their job when they